accounting standard which states about business vertical is AS 18, AS 17, AS 16 or AS 7? It is AS 17. It is specifically called segment reporting. So, it is the one which speaks about business vertical. Now, next, the permissible number of business verticals in a state in GST will be maximum there are 35 business verticals in a state for a particular person. So, that is answer C. The minimum service periods required to constitute a continuous supply of service with periodic payment. There are two types of continuous supply. One, continuous supply of goods. The other is continuous supply of services. With regards to continuous supply of goods, there is no minimum service period. But in the case of continuous supply of service period, there is a minimum service period. An example of continuous supply of service is works contract, your construction contract, if it is more than 3 months. So, the answer is 3. Exceeding 3 months. It is not exactly 3 months, it is exceeding 3 months. So, that is the minimum service period. This time limit is not found for continuous supply of goods. Next, electronic cash ledger is credited by. Let us first understand that there are 3 types of ledger in GST, that is electronic liability ledger, electronic credit ledger, and this one is electronic cash ledger. So, electronic cash ledger is credited by whatever amount you deposit in as cash. So, cash deposit can be for tax remittance, it can be for fine, it can be for interest, it can be for penalty. So, there is no restriction for the cash deposit. It is not restricted to fee, fine, interest and penalty. It is open to everything, that is tax remittance, fine, interest and penalty. That is with regard to cash ledger. So, it is a very open, it is a very wide context, and therefore answer A, cash deposit towards tax remittance, fine, interest and penalty. Next, suppose one undertakes agricultural activity without his personal supervision or without the supervision of any of his family members, whether it will be taxable even under GST or not. Agriculturalist has been specifically defined in GST. What does it say about agriculturist? Agriculturalist is a person who undertakes agricultural activity, or if he is employing some other persons like his own family members or any paid labor, there must be personal supervision. So, if there is personal supervision, then only it could be categorized as agricultural activity which is exempt. So, the agricultural activity with the personal supervision of the person is exempt under GST, whereas agricultural activity without the personal supervision or without the supervision of any of the family members is taxable event. Next, so if it is agricultural activity with this personal supervision or with this supervision of any of his family members will be exempted. If it is without his personal supervision or without the supervision of any of his family members, it is taxable. Next, zero rated supply means, understand that most of the all the exports are categorized as zero rated supply. What is the meaning of zero rated supply? In general, it means that is the output supplies the output is taxable at 0%. And all the taxes paid for the input, all the GST taxes paid for the input is eligible for refund. So, zero rated supply means the output is not taxable. So, no OPT liability, that is no output liability, and eligible for refund. So, eligible for input tax credit. So, the answer is A. Zero rated supplies are predominantly exports. Next, the tax which are levied on an intrastate or local supply of goods and or services. Let us understand that within a state, if a supply is being made, either that of goods or that of services, both SGST as well as CGST has to be levied. Next, suppose one taxable person with same PAN having business verticals at Mangalore and Bangalore. There are two places, one Mangalore and Bangalore, and he has two separate business verticals, and the aggregate turnover in a financial year is below 50 lakhs. Can he opt composition of the levy of tax at Bangalore and normal levy at Mangalore? So, it is assumed that it is more than 20 lakhs but less than 50 lakhs, and he wished to take composition for one particular branch and normal levy for other particular branch. Is it possible? No, it is not possible. Where is the restriction placed? Is it under normal levy or is it under composition? The restriction is placed under composition. According to composition rules, if a person is opting for composition tax, then composition tax must be levied on all his business verticals. So, he cannot opt composition for one particular vertical and he cannot go for normal levy for another business vertical. So, the answer is no. There is a no. Only either he has to go for composition for both the Mangalore and Bangalore branch, or else he has to go for normal levy for both Bangalore and Mangalore. It is not subject to the discretionary power. It has nothing to do with the discretionary power of the proper officer, because already it is being clearly said out. And up to an aggregate turnover of 50 lakhs at Bangalore only? No. The answer is no. He has to either opt for composition or he has to opt for normal levy. Suppose one dealer is not eligible for composition of tax but remitted tax under that scheme. What will be the volume of the compulsory penalty? Now, he is not eligible but he has opted for the scheme. What is the case where he is not eligible? His taxable turnover exceeds the limit. That is one case. Or he is doing interstate sales, or he is under restricted business. So, whatever the case may be, he is not eligible but he has remitted tax under this scheme. So, the volume of compulsory penalty is equal amount of tax leviable under normal scheme. That is, had he been under normal scheme, what is the amount of tax he would have paid? That particular tax he has to remit it. So, that is the penalty. Hope you like this video. Please like this video and subscribe it. Thank you.